And we're back to Final Fantasy XVI after a long time waiting for this DLC to come out. Right, so we're going to do the Rising Tides DLC. First, Cortana Sword. Torn from the Heavens Orchestral through the Maelstrom. And Karen has some new stuff.
Clive. So... No.
Right, she has new stuff for sale. What do we got? Looks like they're just the orchestra stuff. Yeah, I think the patch for this just added so you can buy all the music from each area.
Finished, are you?
Alright, to start this quest, we gotta go to Clive's table. I forgot the last time I did this, I left the music for the Sage Spire on. Nice. Unmarked. This time menacing words. Leviathan's dominance is in need of rescue. Right, rising tides, here we come.
Leviathan the lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there.
Now what the hell this DLC is anyway?
I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the Dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The Dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the Dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. And that the Veil can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
This mirrors Otto's voice a bit more
Famous last
gravelly
words.
now.
I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Right, the rising tide. It's interesting. It's located with if they accept the quest, current objectives are displayed on the to-do list. Yeah, I know that. Oh, it looks like it has its own to-do list. Wait, what? Oh yeah. You can now set your gear up to be its own, have your own main loadouts now. They also buffed a lot of stuff as well, so let's get to see what everything looks like now. I haven't literally played this since we finished it. I might be a bit rusty. Nice, so we must go to Northreach. For a minute there I was like, hang on, what's this? It's the freaking Origin, the final boss. Wait, what? No.
To the Vale it is then.
I might be a bit rusty on this because I have been playing Final Fantasy Rebirth since that came out.
Looks like you've got a thirst.
But enough talk. How about we...
Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
Oh, sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically?
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
I just noticed my sword has a lot of red in it as well now.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed fiends. Do be careful.
Damn it. I'm still in Final Fantasy Rebirth mode. In Rebirth you can just walk up to a chocobo and get on it. Actually, you know what?
Straight home now.
While we're here, I'm just gonna fight these enemies just to get back into the swing of things. Alright, that's how. Okay, I think I've got it now. Because the main difference between this and Final Fantasy Rebirth is the roll button is not circle.
Well, the tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
It's empty.
I wonder if the girl, that little medicine girl, is going to be the dominant, because there was a lot of suspicion over her because how many cutscenes she showed up in. No, I don't think she could be it. I don't know.
A boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to.
We have Torgal, why doesn't we just have him sniff it out?
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
The Moats of Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's Dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Grieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's Dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The Surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
That always been there?
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the Eikon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an Eikon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
I got nothing better to do.
What exactly did your Dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born. But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your Dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
Right, that's those cutscenes done. The Lost Cloak.
All right, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day. And that concludes our little voyage. We're here.
Right.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one.
Oh, we're used to that.
I hope you're up for a climb.
I mean, technically all three of us can fly. We can just fly up. The fact that apparently the Dominant is locked away in a big crystal
Finally.
is a good reason why he hasn't shown up.
We'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Right, let's boogie. Let's have a look at the map as well.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
I do like this too. I just want to grab this. Quite right.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent. Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Oh yeah, I forgot. In this, it's not elemental. Doesn't really affect enemies' weaknesses, I think.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
There we got wolves. I saw Torgal was an enemy wolf there for a minute. Yeah, that's really my only complaint about the game. The fact magic, like this type, and elemental stuff
We're
aren't.
almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of
Don't
our
have real
home.
use. Like the fact that no enemies have elemental weaknesses sucks. Like, why would bombs not be weak to ice?
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. A beam of light just reminds me of Breath of the Wild when you have a divine beast.
I saw the north looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's
A
get
short
ourselves
way,
in
she
front of a
says.
fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
To be honest, he could have really just had this bit open up with her doing a show in this
Are
place.
those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
I get the feeling by the end of this, that glamour is going to be gone. Jeez, Joshua, don't need to blow him up like that. Well, I should be level 50 again by the end of this.
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
I think it might be some asshole named Ultima. Wow, the Widowmaker survived that? I think they also said in a patch now, some of Bahamut's stuff. It has a meter like Zandestin now, so that way you don't have to worry about.
Spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north.
In clear view of the bay.
Which means something's watching the bay that they don't want to know.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Nice place.
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Okay.
You're honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our Dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Let's have a look around.
That'll be them then. Don't look like much if you ask me.
Foundry, the stores, Minwu's cup.
Look! That one's got a black cape.
Intruders! We must flee.
No, do you think he may?
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us, and Walyes.
This man, Walyes, is he Leviathan's Dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyes is still a baby.
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his Eikon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyes was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately, but instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the Eikon sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the surge.
Are you bound for the wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
That's very kind.
Still kind of wish you could see all the
Look forward to
seals
meeting
on
the family.
The
Clive.
feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary
I look
be
forward to doing all the
disturbed,
side
feel
quests.
free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. But we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
You are Sid. I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavat? He's the village smith He's a craftsman, you see, and he's been fretting about running low on the flowers Perhaps, but please, I know it's...
Alright, I can use the XP.
Which flowers does...
The sweet little blue ones that grow around the fount. Elders... We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. Two
basket...
This is all that counts. Alright, let's see what this one is over here.
Where in the... Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know.
I understand.
Saying that, she might not be able to get anything down for you.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little rills decide... the heavens only...
If you'd like me to keep an...
Oh, no. Could I?
Of course not. She won't have gone...
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still. Especially once she heard you lot were on your way. Out! So if she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her.
All right.
Alright, let's go find her. I will do find the kid first, then we'll get the flowers.
Excuse me.
Little Ruka. She went out through the gate, not...
Out of the village?
Aye.
There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. That's where she'll be.
Oh well. This must be the path.
At least we can learn to lay the land though while we're here.
They're not here either. It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Rooker.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right. And on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
And she chewed his ear off.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh no. It was a
Daddy, did you know that there are villages, cities they call them, and in these cities they have great big walls and towers and castles?
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores. Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them. One of the big ones being, what are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression.
Are we the only one she's ever met?
That you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
Which explains why you need Gil.
Aye. And now Ruka's back, my wife should be... So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend...
I'll be sure to...
Shame Karen didn't come with them. Could have helped make a trade. Hey, level 50. I wonder if this DLC will have a weapon like what the Omega weapon we got from Fallen Spire.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's anyway. Now we've got the... When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Oh, this thing's actually better than the Fallen belt I got.
Well, if you're sure you need it. Here you are.
Right, I say we're done now. Let's move on.
What do you think the tributary season was outside?
How long?
I forgot.
Excuse me. I wonder, my Pavard's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband.
Ah,
Werder wants you to bless a better heart. Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't worry. An old fool Pavard may be, but if you come there,
He reminds me of the Hideaway's blacksmith when we had to bring him the alcohol to get him to do the stuff at the start of the game.
Ah,
Thank you. Forgive.
wow.
It is. They really are.
Aren't they just? Though that's not the only reason they have a special place in our hearts. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Well, that's 2 basketfuls.
We're complete.
Time to visit Pavard.
I mean, that quick complete's just for when we're out in the field. For me, I thought that was a fishing rod.
What do you want?
Your wife asked me to bring you these flowers.
Come out. I know you're there.
Who?
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
I'm sorry. It's just my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought, what with you being a swordsman like and him being the only...
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my dart. Still, here we are.
All right.
All right, then.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. Remind us where we come from, like.
As modes of water. Children of the sea.
That's right. The pattern too was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it. And no matter how that river has ebbed and flowed, changed its course, the flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work.
I will.
Wasn't it just?
Right. Collection of Earths. Hey, let's see what the Foundry has for us.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Defender, Diamond Sword, Enhancer. And that's just all the base stuff that we got. It's the reinforcements is what we're looking for. Doesn't look like I can upgrade my stuff we got.
Till next time, then.
Right. That was good for an introduction to the DLC. So we call that there. And then we move on to the next part next time. Yeah.